PlayStation was super close in the dry last time out in Estering in Germany. This time, these guys have got cloudy with a wet surface, so they don't have the heavy rain that we've just seen for the Steam platform. PlayStation guys will be cloudy and wet at sunset. So on pole, on the inside, Kilian Del Olmo, STL Canoe, and next to him, Quinton Del Olmo, STL Quinto. So we think these guys are brothers. I'd love it if they both made it through to the final of the Autosport show. We could definitely have some fun with that. Alexander Huss, SDL Shooter, of course, he was very fast last year with the Dirt 4 World Championship, and he'll be looking to do the same in the Dirt Rally 2.0's World Series. Wesley Wickens, that double W, and Martin Limu complete our grid from left to right. Now, the grids, as I say, were completed via a practice race, if you like, off-air earlier on. And you might remember from earlier on today, the show where we had Kilian Del Olmo was leading SDL Kinu, who you can see is fourth on this list. He's actually pole in this race thanks to winning the practice race earlier on today. Disconnected, Katie, while he was leading by a mile. We wondered where he'd gone. Like, I mean, he was in a different postcode in the race anyway, and then he disappeared. But literally, he disconnected. We were talking about retirements, but luckily he went through as a fastest loser.
Yeah, I mean, that just shows his pace, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was heart-wrenching, wasn't it, watching that? One of those moments in motorsport where you just cannot believe it. Yeah, but obviously proved his pace in the qualifying round, deserves to be there, so it'll be really interesting to see how he gets on. I think, as a competitive person, he'll be a bit more fired up because of it, though.
I think what's interesting for me is if he set that time in the qualifying race, the one that wasn't on air pre-quarters, then he was leading his qualifying race, the actual qualifying race, before he disconnected by a mile. He's now won his practice race here by some 2.1 seconds earlier on today.
Yeah.
Again, off air to decide the positions. And now here he is on pole in this one. You'd have to have your money on him, surely, looking at the consistency of the performance so far.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think he's got it in him. And, you know, if it's his brother, he's closely behind him, though. Only one place behind him, so I'm sure that's going to be an interesting battle. But, yeah, as you say, it would be very cool if those two could make it through to the final.
So, Kilian Del Olmo on pole. You're behind him. He's in the classic GCK competition colours. Next to him, we think it's his brother, Quinton Del Olmo. They're certainly related, aren't they? Racing in the same team with the same surname. Semi-final then coming up. Off the line, on board to turn one. Gets a good start. We've got to make sure he gets the car stopped for the apex in towards the left. Gets it rotated nicely on the inside. A couple of people around deep. Oh, a clatter on the inside as well. But it is Kilian Del Olmo who gets away first. And now, Katie, he's going to be a little bit nervous about that disconnection earlier on today. Dare I say it, is it because two brothers are playing in the same house?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. But, you know, he really pulled away from the pack in that. That just showed his mature level of driving and the way that he was able to manage that through that first turn. You can see how gently he was on the brakes, getting a feel for the grip.
Oh, Eli Martin running a bit deep on the brakes, somehow held onto it. I thought he was going to drop that there, but he managed to get the car turned in. That's Martin Limu, who was fifth on the grid, and he's up into P2 on the inside. At least two cars have got Joker around the outside. You can see them in the background now. He's really sideways, Katie.
He is really, really sideways. Yeah, properly driving this supercar. You can see the difference in driving styles from the RX2 cars and how they're...
Another mistake. Another mistake, touched the wall again. And it is the other Del Olmo who's behind. It's Quinton Del Olmo who's applying the pressure. Has a look up the inside, but can't quite make the pass there. Coming down on the brakes into the hairpin. Again, he's up the inside. Contrast the two driving styles. Whoa, contact between them. There was contact there between Solberg and Ekstrom that ended in a black flag a few years ago. He had a look, but he backed out of it, so I think the stewards will let him off that. But to me, Quinton Del Olmo, who's in P3 here, he's faster, and this time he's got through, definitely. ELR Martin runs a little bit too deep. He looked tidier and quicker.
Yeah, I think tidiness really plays dividends he's taken the joke lap.
Yeah, ELR Martin got joke, having lost out on that position. Slides the car a little bit deep, going to flick it back round the other way now. Where's he going to merge? He's going to drop back down into P4, and he hits the barriers on the inside, maybe going to lose another position. Wesley Wickens behind, trying to find a way through, but can't get past, so just about holds on. ELR Martin, quick but erratic.
Yeah, he lost a lot of momentum on the exit of that joker lap as well, didn't he? Clipping the inside there. It's all about carrying the speed, because those cars are coming up, they're carrying that speed from that corner just before the joker lap merge.
So have a look at the top of your times here. So SDL Kinu is Kilian Del Olmo leading. He's been very fast, but he had that disconnection earlier on. He'll be hoping for no technicals this time round. But this is the man you need to watch, because he is hoping to get enough of a gap over SDL Shooter behind. At the moment, he's only got 1.7 seconds over SDL Shooter behind him. If he can get that gap up enough, Katie, when he takes his joker, he'll qualify for the final with his brother. But if he doesn't, he's he's going to be out.
That is going to be so close on that exit, because on the exit merge from the Joker lap, also your line can predict whether you can block the driver coming around the track. If he runs wide, then he's completely going to cut off.
This could be super close. This could be World Championship spec on the merge. Remember, these guys don't have a spotter in their ear to tell them keep it tidy, let it run wide. He looks like he's pretty sideways here. SDL Shooter behind. They've both been very tidy and fast. What's the gap now? It's only 1.4. So the gap's come down. SDL Quinto backs it into the hairpin on lap 4. Surely he's going to stay out. He has to, KT, because he's got to try and make that gap bigger. But at the minute, SDL Shooter is closing him down.
He is. It's going to be very, very, very tight up to the line, but he needs a really tidy Joker lap here.
So Alexandra Huss, SDL Shooter, is chasing down Quinton Del Olmo, who you are watching now. SDL Quinto is his username.
1.5.
So 1 point, yeah, so it's gone up by a tenth, so he gets it up by a tenth. He's got one more lap to try and get it in. He's got to try and relax and nail those lines, keep it tidy. We saw how quick he was when he was trying to pass ELR Martin. Now he's under pressure, he's getting a bit ragged. This
is definitely the time when you can crack under pressure. You really feel it coming in as a driver. He will know what's going on behind him. He will see that gap being closed, the split times, but what a throw into that turn after that jump.
Every inch of the road on the way in. And again, look how much of the road he's using. So he's really sideways on the way in, but he's making it work for him. What's the gap now? To 3.5, so he's gone up to 1.6, so he's taken 0.2 of a second out. And this is an epic battle for a spot in the final at the Autosport Show as we go on to the last lap. So SDL Quinto hasn't jokered and SDL Shooter has. The gap now has gone up to 1.7, so he's taken another 10th. Now he's putting the work in.
Yeah, he is, and if he can keep that up, maybe it can be another 10th before he gets into the Joker lap. He should be able to do it.
So keeping our eye on SDL Quinto, the driver we are following, and that's SDL Shooter who's following and trying to close that gap down. Have a look at the gap. It was 1.7. What is it now? It's up to 2. It's up to 2 seconds. So SDL Quinto has done 2 perfect laps here. Going to chuck the car into the Joker lap. This has got to be bang on the money if he wants to take a place in the final. A little bit of understeer on the way and up and over the crest now. He's going to come close to the wall on the right-hand side. Sideways to the apex. Look for Quinto on the outside, the inside. Where's Shooter? Shooter around the outside. SDL Shooter gets him at the merge.
He just shot it.
Unbelievable. At the line, SDL Kinu goes through. SDL Shooter takes it at the merge. Quinto put those laps in, but it wasn't quite enough. Couldn't have been closer. What a semi-final. That was mega. That's what I want to see.
That was incredible, wasn't it? That was exactly what we were saying about carrying the momentum through or over.